Hi everyone, and welcome to the Watson Brothers video, first one of 2017, which is hugely exciting, which is a recap of 2016, but moving forward, what is coming in 2017. Go ahead, Ian.
I will give you a quick summary of what happened in 2016, but I can summarize it by saying in the 20 years that Barrett and I have been doing real estate here in Kelowna, we have never seen a year like this with the numbers that I'm just going to talk to you about. So overall, single-family sales were up 19%, apartments up 38%, townhomes up 20%, and lots a staggering 70%.
That's over 2015.
Versus the year ago. And let me just talk to you real quick about the average median price of a single-family home jumped 15% last year, an apartment 12%, and a townhome almost 10%. So those numbers represent substantial growth over the year previous, and I honestly think they could have been better. The reality is, realtors in this town could not satisfy all the demand that their clients had, and had they been able to do that, those numbers would have been even larger.
When we sat here 1 year ago predicting, some of the things that we said were, what is there? That is verbatim. What we couldn't predict, though, was some of the things that were beyond our control, buyers' controls, lenders' controls, and for example, mortgage stress tests. Right now, if you go to borrow some money, you have to qualify on the posted rates, not the realistic rates.
The BC government instituted a first-time buyers down payment matching program whereby the government will lend money to first-time buyers at 0% for 5 years.
What about no property transfer tax on any new construction up to $750,000? That increased sales.
Didn't see that one coming. And the federal government brought in legislation which will allow municipalities to tax vacant homes. Now that'll have a big impact on the coast. Is it going to come here? We're not sure. There's a lot of vacant homes in Kelowna.
Christy Clark got up there and said, whoa, no more shadow flipping, which is the sexy term for I cannot go to you, let's say you're a seller, and say, ooh, I've got a buyer here for $500,000. Before it closes, they sell it for $600,000, and it boom, 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 keeps going up. And yet with one form, right out of the real estate manual, a seller can sign it, shadow flipping can continue. Don't see that as a great idea.
So we saw a number of things that were beyond our control that did impact the market. We are going to go out on a limb and make some predictions for next year, and the ones that we did last year, I said we would hit $2 billion by September. We actually did it in June. I think this year we're going to hit $3 billion in sales, and that's going to happen sometime in October.
I'm going to write that down because I want to check that next year. I said we were going to hit 200 sales at Big White. We hit 201, and I did not buy that last one to just put it over the edge.
Squeaked it through. So what does that mean for next year coming forward for you as a buyer or a seller? We think there's an awful lot of opportunities in this marketplace, and the big one that I see coming to the forefront will be people that are considering themselves empty nesters or soon to be empty nesters. You've been sitting on a larger home that over the last 2 years, as you've seen by these numbers, and if you've got your tax assessment form in the mail recently, you see you've got a lot of equity sitting in that home, and never before have you been able to get a higher price for that property. It's an awesome time to sell that property and move to a home that may be more in keeping with what your lifestyle has become. So we can find that home. We just need a conversation over a coffee, like our website says, to find out what exactly you want, what your timing is like, and then we will go out in the marketplace and find it. They're out there, even though the market is tight, inventory is tight. We've got our fingers on the pulse here. We know what's coming from new construction, and we get a lead, and we get lots of leads on new inventory that's coming to the market before it gets here. So if you're thinking of downsizing, now's a great opportunity to do that.
My prediction is the opportunities that are going to happen in 2017. I think that if you're an investor and you're a smart investor, you are going to, or your neighbor's a smart investor, you're going to be watching these people take, even if you just said what Ian's numbers were in 1 year, if you're in a $500,000 home, that's equating to about $75,000 in increased equity. Most of you have been in your home for years. You're going to see people taking that. They're going to be buying investment properties. Why do we still think that? And people go, oh, the market, I missed it. It's like buying a stock at $10 when it's $20. Oh, it's doubled. Maybe that's going to $100 and it's still a great price. There is no inventory. The town is growing. The university is growing. There is no other place for people to live, and yet everybody wants to come to the Okanagan. We have watched rental prices, just like housing prices, skyrocket. And as an investor, you can take some of that money out that is really doing you no good in your current home and you can invest that, have a great return, still in a rising market. And boy, we have watched many, many clients over the years make a lot of money, and we're happy to help you do that as well.
That rental market, just to touch on what Barrett's saying, it has been at 0% or slightly above 0% vacancy for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
And it's going to get tighter and remain tight.
So summing up, we see prices staying rising, inventory staying still falling, new inventory coming on the market negligible, people wanting to live here next 100 years. Why would it ever change? Country's coming here in droves. Predictions, we will recap these next year, but for now, we're excited about 2017. You should be as well. We'd love to hear from you, because if you want to list, you want to upgrade, you want to downsize, you want to invest, that is what we do. Give us a call, and we'll see you again next month, 2017, for the January stats.